Welcome back to the channel, guys. I apologize for episode 2. I didn't realize the audio or the music was really loud. So I apologize for that. I think I fixed it. So let's get on to episode 3 of the murder of Sonic. Alright, uh, let's recap on. I don't want to do that. So look at this. So Sonic got murdered here. So we talked to Knuckles here, and he told us Shadow and I think Shadow and him, Vector. I think I'm saying his name right. Were were in there with him, and now we're in the library with I forget her name, but Vector and her. So everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose. It's hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fascinatingly helpful. Already, before you go, HP, I don't know how to say that. And I want to give you our presents. My presents? You're both too sweet, thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are. Oh, Detective Pear needs help from the birthday girl. She knows everyone's allowed to be sassy on their birthday. That's too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you, and quick. But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, don't doubt the birthday girl. The birthday girl has a master key. Right, right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye. Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now, what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say. I'm detective, so I can't be the murderer, and I'm making sure things go well. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides murder, my social skills non-existent. I feel you, Vector, the butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat, and I am Espo. I have probably saying her name. The poet. The poetry resigned message from the poet to reader to meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmatic of pose. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in the spring. Can you hear me sing? La 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 dee dee dee. What was that? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. Uh, I'm satisfied now, thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Moots and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you talk? Can you talk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Sure, it's simple. Reed does explain this to Amy, actually. We were all sent off. Rogue, Blade, Shadow, Sonic were all patched through the library car, where Amy told me and I'm not calling Expo to stay. I promptly picked up a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Victor got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in his saloon car. Yep, where was Rogue? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup at the saloon car. Rogue came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon car. She came back shortly after. We heard her shout, "No way," at the brochure stand over there. But then she left to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. She obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rogue left, Shadow walked through the casino car. Then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why had why had Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car, where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. I got engrossed by the rolling monkey action I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car again, locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. When Victor came back, I realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck here. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up, and we were worried about the bookshelves falling on us. But we got through it alright. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. She's the one that told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. Hmm. With all the locked doors, it seems Victor and Espo couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for cooperation. We'll be poking around. We will return with any questions. And if you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you turn on, if you wait, and if you like to be splendid with a poem, I'll got you covered too. Thanks, guys. Their alibi seems their alibi seems solid enough, but we should search the area for clues. I added a word there, whatever. Um, but we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they've been saying is true. We need to confirm Victor's reason for leaving his post and determine if SV was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. All right. It said that she was over here. Oh, the brochures. There are the travel destination ideas here, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh, let's look at this. There's a there's a couple of maps here. This seems to be a map where the library car of the library car. The books are organized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. That's been added to our inventory. Should we take this brochure about a cave too? Looks like there's selectites. No, I'll leave it. Yeah, that's fair. No one shares my fondness for caves. So many books on the ground. I wonder if we have time to pick up all of them. I'd sadly have no interest in picking those books. I totally butchered that last sentence. I'm sorry. I had a lot of these. A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up, but Rogue picked up a lot of them. To, wait, Rogue picked out a lot of these to searching for something. What reckless behavior! I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creasing. They're opening too far. It's good. It's good to feel sympathy for everything. A cheer, cheer, maybe hangs precisely from a tree branch. The large text below reads, "Hang in there." Wow, I really need to see this. The little deer hanging from the tree refusing to use his wings to fly to safety because choosing the hard way it's often the most rewarding. That's beautiful. The deer must stick to his principles and find strength that I can too. There's no way there was that much thought put into this poster, right? Something's always hidden in trash cans or chats. Let's check it out. I hate to say this, but there's nothing there. I really thought there was gonna be something there. Mitch, are you sad there was nothing in the trash bin? No, no, I'm alright. I'm sure, I'm sure there's something hidden in the next trash can we find. Do you really think so? Yeah. We try to stay optimistic. Yeah, yeah, okay. These trash bins hide a secret. I'm sure of it. Mitch, you're pretty unconventional, but I like it. Was that supposed to be a compliment? A globe over a marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. These islands are fun and all, but I'd like to visit some of these other countries. They are a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Oh, it sounds a perfect vacation. The conductor was talking about Singapore, Singapore. I don't know. If you ever been there, I have actually. If you if you are ever visiting, be sure to stop by the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and make sure once and makes one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Oh, poor thing. Those arms really struggling, cleaning up his car. To be fair, I want to clean up this mess either. Let's just leave it alone and let's leave it alone to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. Shadow supposedly walked through the library car before going to the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked its door on his way out. There's gotta be a reason for him doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah, I believe we do. We should. Shadow's lock is okay. Sure. Anything? Oh, wait, what's this? Coca-Cola. Chaos Cola. Wait, I didn't. Check out our books. Huh. Yeah, we already been through this. let's talk to him. Fancy a poem? Uh, Locomotive and Motzen. I think I lost my Lotzen. The window shows the Otzen. Oh wait, there's my Lotzen. Thanks. I actually like that one. Huh? Okay, well, let's hear about space. I made it up to space with my beloved antique vase, but a mistake in my haste dropped the vase from my embrace. So my antique I must now replace. What caused you to drop the vase? Don't read it too deeply. It's such a poem. He hasn't thought it through, has he? Oh, there's more. Wow, I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me, no time to rest. Alright, let's move on. Well, I mean, a little peek wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through all the book titles excitedly. He's like a he's like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some of these books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves, it's in alphabetical order, but this one. This is the user guide to the Merge Express. Marge Express, I don't know. This train we're currently on. Do you think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but it's interesting. Let's make a note of it. I think we found enough clues. Let's interrogate Victor and Espo to find what really happened here. I don't fancy it. It's new carrot. So the two of you don't really believe us, huh? It's not that I don't trust either of you. I wanna be a proper detective without examining the vitality of, I think I said that word right. Vitality? Vitality? I don't know. Of your alibis. Mitch and I are here to confirm two things. Why Victor left to go play games with Knuckles, and why if Expo really was reading in the library car. Victor, we start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if needed. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough. It seems Vector enjoyed being social. Plus, we were all instructed to mingle. I remember the arcade scene in the saloon card, so I figured I'll go check it out. That seems to line up with the information we gathered by Knuckles. That brings our attention to Espo. The rogue entered the library card to find something and left. Found something and left. You said you immediately started reading, but excuse me, but you were actually reading the entire time you were in the library car. Of course he was. Well, that's what started reading. He doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? That's what doesn't need owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read? If you don't talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. Mitch, can you help me out? Alright, Mitch. What book did we think Asheville may have been reading? Of course, it's this one. A manual. You didn't. Asheville was reading reading instructions. An argument you could possibly have to support this fucking mini game. Okay. There we go. There was some books scattered around the floor, sir, but the remaining books on the shelf were in alphabetical order. All except its manual, meaning someone, at the very least, picked the manual up and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, SV. Hey now, I wouldn't have you inside of my pal like this. Calm down, Victor. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies. Apologize, Espa. A butcher and a poet. Friendship can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading. The Mars Express manual. I'm not saying I don't know. Trains are cool. In that case, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Mitch, don't you mind? Could you ask us about some questions about the manual? Just flip a page and ask. Alright, so you quiz Ashford about the manual and prove that he read it. Which page should I quiz him on? Alright, what offensive and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms during the event that they could perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying that it could clean itself. Though I have a feeling that the train's company doesn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons and explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passenger safety. Seemed like I spoke aced that question. Let's hit him with another one. Okay, what page should I choose? What is the Mercer's or the Express's cancellation policy? No refunds, and you will be charged with a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made the rule must have been over 65. Last one, Mitch. Let's see if Expo can get 3 for 3. Gotcha. Which page should I pick? Let's go 56. What was the implement to support the conductor duties and ease general train obligations? Now, it tells them data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to ensure smooth travel for guests. I remember that the train has an autopilot, but it can't be accessed. It can't access its full suite of compatibility or capabilities. There we go. With the conductor present. Now, did I patch a little test? That's wild that you were able to retain all that information so quickly. A poet's brain, it's often surprising. I don't know if I'd be digging about or bragging about that. They clearly read the manual. Those answers are feel far too specific by any guesses. And you both had the nerve to question my buddy like that. We don't we don't want to be supporting folks who read. You have to admit though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even true. But he answered all my questions correct calmly. That's very impressive. No, I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Victor was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantial dispute being the truth, despite the truth. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can. So is that true? Victor was the only one to see you reading? Yes, that's correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that it can be true, and you have evidence to back it up. Mitz? He's always putting me on the spot. Okay, Mitz. Think we could have a piece of paper evidence linked to someone who also saw Expo reading, but what? I'm gonna say the lock. Please pray tell. What does this have to do with anything? We're up, Mitz. Let's get the argument together. Barely got that one. Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't that high of a score alone. Crocs are natural gamers. As Vote said, he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentioned that Victor came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Victor in the saloon car, Espo was fully seated reading his book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon car. So that's so there's absolutely no way Shadow and HB didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. I mean, it was a simple slip up. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me that the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have you college to look up. Well, you see, I can sense that's what Dutch Vert's in here. But defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So, if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at the moment you're really in the library car at all. But how would Expo leave if Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Expo in the saloon car? It's a mystery, my dear Miss. One that I can only love for Expo to solve. You gotta believe me. That gold dominator is vanishing. I was so involved with the book, I didn't notice Shadow passed back through the library card. Honest. When Victor returned, he even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I remember doing that. I think I avenged my friend's death. I must have avenged my friend's death. So I'll ask again, I suppose. If you weren't there with Shadow, if you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's on to something, but I don't see it. What's I suppose really it's sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to that notice? Somehow he vanished to not notice. Shadow's return to the library car. What should I do? I'm done join Tails. No, I can't interrupt Tails while he's on something. I'll let him continue this line of questioning. Mitch, my favorite beloved employee, please protect the passengers above or aboard this train. They must be taken care of. If you fail, the lawsuits must be treacherous. Don't allow such an old, feeble soul to get sued. I have to make sure our guys are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails, we have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my photo associate, lay it on me. The pizza, what piece of evidence? So Shadow and Expo couldn't have seen one another. The map. Alright, let's get my thoughts straight. There we go. The library map. Oh, I see. See the exits? They were right across from one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down the straight path, there was a way Etsy and Shadow could have seen each other. Excuse me. Looks like you have a point, but where exactly on the map do you mean? Where could I actually have been for Shadow not to see him? Right here. Interesting, that's where I was sitting reading my book. I could second this. When I returned from the saloon car, SB was in the same spot. That confirms it. Then you see, Shadow and SB could not have seen one another from this spot because the bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow should have seen Espo, or vice versa. It makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return. There's just no way you could have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping it despite telling the truth. Alright, but I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight. There we go. But I don't have further points. Thank you both for answering all of our questions. We did it. Another pair of alibi is verified. Too many locks to worry about. I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit, and these chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rogue, especially Shadow. Oh, it seems the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through earlier. Then that's our clue to leave. Our cue to leave. See you later, Victor and SB. Give them heck, and if you need any meat chopped, say the word. I'll keep my posy sharp for both of you. The murderer is on the loose, while doors keep getting locked. Tick tock, tickety tock, goes the clock. Oh, tick tick tock, whatever. Well, our heroes are in the caboose. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We are really doing this. Come on, Moose. Let's see what's next. Coming. Are you sure you wanna... Don't wanna... Wait. Um... Yeah. I mean, there's really nothing else. No? Okay, well, we're going. The casino car. Alright, that's where we're gonna end this episode. Save it. I'm gonna get this edited and have it up by tomorrow morning. So, thanks guys for stopping by. Make sure you like the video and everything, and I'll see you guys next time.